All right, good morning, guys. If you can hear me, please put a thumbs up in the chat if you can. Got me. All right, BP, as Ashley calls you, Bit. All right, Crystal. Okay, guys, well, good morning. Happy Friday. Can you believe this is the weekend before Christmas? Like, if you were to see my office right now, nothing is done. There's not one thing wrapped. So I'm going to spend the majority of my weekend doing that. So pray for me, okay? I'm sure that you guys are probably just the same way and have a lot to do for Christmas too. But this morning, guys, I really want to speak to the 20% of you that really do want to grow, that do want to build this business. Not the 80% that maybe you're half here, okay? And you're willing, willing to implement and change behaviors or whatnot. And the folks that are motivated, okay? And so I want to give you an idea of a way to think about prospecting and creating results, okay? So today's going to be a little bit interactive, so get ready to hit the unmute button if I ask you a question. But as a builder, someone come off of mute and tell me what the number one functionality is. Rapid fire. Who's got me? Come on.
Number one functionality of being a builder, I would say, you're obviously responsible for someone else's growth. So investment into other people. Is that what you mean?
I want to hear from you guys what you're thinking, and that's good. That's really good. The number one functionality is not to sell the product. I'm glad you didn't say to sell the product, but obviously people need to produce, right? I'm not saying that, but your job is to grow and to develop your organization. As a builder, first and foremost, it's to grow and to develop your organization. That's what you're doing, okay? To nurture and the growth of your business. And that means the folks that you have on your business as a whole, there's so many different running parts. That's what you're doing, okay? We have to start thinking about it like that. Our problem though, guys, is expecting more and doing less, okay? Or you're doing the right things, but maybe in the wrong order, okay? Anyone here ever use a funnel to pour liquid? Okay, pretty much everybody, right? All right. Why do we do that? Someone tell me why we do that. Why do we use a funnel to pour liquid?
To conserve all the liquid.
Good. I like that. Is that Michaela? I heard the baby in the background. Yes, it's to make sure that we get that liquid in, right? That it's not messy and that it's not this fast pour, it's a slow drip to get the right amount and in the right way, okay? If we don't use a funnel, what happens? It's messy, right? There's room for error. What else? Like, come on. We don't use the funnel. There's room for error. Now, imagine this though, guys. If let's say you run out of gas, okay? And you have just enough gas in the back of your car to get to the next gas station. And you have to pour all that's in that gas can. If you stick that funnel in there, dump the gas in, you're going to capture every drop, okay? Now, imagine turning that funnel upside down and trying to pour. Michaela, what's going to happen? Somebody tell me what's going to happen. If you flip that funnel upside down, what's going to happen?
You're going to lose your gas.
You're going to lose your gas, right? It's not going to flow like it's supposed to. Might as well not even use it, right? Like, Laura, that's a stupid question. Why would you use a funnel the wrong way, right? But how many of us are actually using the funnel upside down in our business? Let's think about this, okay? You're having minimal conversations and hoping that the small amount of conversations are going to lead you results, right? It's like putting that small amount through that small of the funnel and then hoping that you're capturing all the liquid, hoping that you're going to capture that top producer, the next builder, or the one that's not going to leave you with a roll up, right? If we're being honest, okay? But a funnel has a wide opening and a narrow base for a reason, right? Wide open, narrow base, okay? We got to capture all the liquid and then filter through it. So the more conversations, the more we're putting ourselves out there, we're going to capture the most. That means the good, the bad, the duds, all of it, right? And as you move through the funnel and you get to the bottom, it's the good, right? It's taking its time and it's exactly what you need, okay? This is the importance of a funnel. Let's see here. Now, it has a wide opening base, got to capture everything through it, keeps the area clean and precise. When you're putting oil in a car, right, it goes through that funnel to get all the right components. So if it doesn't go and spill over, burn the oil that doesn't need to be, you're conserving that oil, and then it filters through, goes through the oil filter, running through the engine, right? So everything is working the way that it should. That's this business. Okay. And I want you to know that there's 3 funnels in this business. There's 3 funnels. The first is finding clients, right? You got to find clients, move them through the funnel from being a prospect to a client. You have to find agents, right? There's another funnel, finding agents and then developing agents. That's a whole nother funnel. So when we compartmentalize this a little bit, it makes it a little bit easier to see when and how and where we need to be doing things. And there's a process for every funnel. Just like we teach new agents, 10 approaches, 3 presentations, 33% close ratio, like the back of our hand. We know these numbers, we implement these numbers, we hold people accountable to these numbers, right? And we know that they're going to get results. What type of funnel are we engrossed in when it comes to the other 2/3 of this business? Okay. Finding agents and developing them. Who's tracking their numbers, right? Of what's converting. Any business is looking at that at all realms of your business. To move it forward, you have to track those things, not just in one area of your business, okay? When it comes to building, we're the most inconsistent in our own activity. We are the most inconsistent in our own activity. A funnel in marketing, it's a term that is used to capture and describe the journey that a potential client goes through from prospecting to purchase, right? So in our case, prospecting to what? Producing. So we're not even thinking about them being developed yet, right? This is what I'm talking about. Maybe doing the right things, but maybe in the wrong order. We're not even thinking about developing them yet. We're thinking about moving them from prospect to producer through a funnel, okay? Sometimes, we might be still trying to find those clients and we're focused on that funnel, which is great, but then we're missing the other funnel of finding the agents. And we think, well, we have 1 or 2, but we're so good at this funnel over here that we're not seeing the results in this funnel right here, which is going to drive it forward. This is the way that I want you guys to start thinking of the business. So, let's see here. So the idea of a funnel in business, it's over 100 years old, right? Without a funnel in business, there's no one that makes decisions. There's no decision being made if we're not moving them through a funnel. Write this down, AIDA, AIDA, okay? It's an acronym. And this is what you should be doing only when it comes to developing agents, or not developing agents, finding agents. So we're not even talking about developing right now because there's nothing to develop if we don't first have the funnel and have the goods, the buds, the studs, all of that first. There's nothing to develop, okay? So it starts with awareness, interest, decision, and then action. So anytime that you're looking at building or talking to people or the foundation or the fundamentals of prospecting, that's what you're doing. In the front of your mind, it's, can I create awareness, interest, decision, and action? Okay. So there's also 3 stages of the funnel. There's the top of the funnel, AKA tofu. Pretty easy to remember, right? Tofu. Top of the funnel. Then you're going to have the middle of the funnel, mofu. I'm keeping it simple. Tofu, mofu, right? Middle of the funnel, and then you're going to have the bottom of the funnel, okay? What I call bofu. So in the beginning of the funnel, the top of the funnel, this is where you're creating your awareness, okay? That's brand awareness. That's familiarity. How familiar are people with you? You are your brand, right? You are your brand. Are you branding yourself, okay? How much do they see you and what are they seeing? What's the name that you're putting out there for you? Not for NESB, because people buy from people and work with people who they what? Know, like, and trust. They know you. People know you before they know anybody else or any other organization. They know you. So how much do they see you? What's the messaging? What's your messaging? Right? This part of the funnel is marketing, okay? Finding clients is step 1, being duplicatable. Step 2 is marketing. Step 3, when you're developing, that's relationships at a higher level. It's more of that. But this is marketing. And when you see this as marketing, it takes a little bit of pressure off of you, right? And puts it on the what? The numbers, okay? So brand awareness, name, messaging, tone. You need to be thinking about this whether you're online or offline. When you go into a business, what message are you sending to the people that are in your vicinity? When you are online, what message are you sending? Are you somebody that they're going to want to work with, that they can look up to, right? That's number one. Are you helping folks? Are you showing that you're helping folks, whether it's other agents, whether it's clients? What's your story? Where have you grown into develop that's going to give you credibility, right? Where can you show credibility in your messaging? Because people want to see that you're credible, not just all the funny memes. Those are good and great, right? But that's important. Your style, the values, what values do you hold? What values do you hold? So if you're vague booking a lot, that's a value that you hold that people are seeing, right? I got a good example. I started working with a marketing company, and what brought their attention was their brand and their awareness and how much they were in front of me and what they stood for. Okay. That they worked with leaders to help with thought leadership, to brand yourself in a way that you are a leader out there to the millions of people online, right? That's what attracted me. That was their awareness. That was me being at the top of their funnel, right? And it's also, who are you targeting? Obviously, this brand that I'm working with, what do? They targeted me as an audience member. Okay, that's what you're doing online and offline. Okay, let's see here. Middle of the stage, consideration or interest. So you had awareness, interest. Okay, how are they showing interest? So think about it like this. Everything about awareness is the top of funnel. You're going to get everybody, right? But then, this is where you're having the conversations. This is where, you're reaching out because you've created your brand awareness. Now you have the credibility where you're reaching out to people, or people are reaching out to you if you're lucky, right? Or if you're doing it enough and you're doing it right, they're reaching out to you. This is where you're putting them on an interview, second interview, the Zooms, right? You're putting them into where they're showing that they have some type of interest, okay? Because of what you've already done in the top of the funnel. You're looking and finding out, the right solutions to meet their needs. Like I said, the conversations, in-person meetups, and are you giving them an exceptional experience? Okay. This is where a call to action is generated. Okay. After you've done the brand awareness, you've shown a little bit of interest, you've gotten in front of them, you're doing something along those lines, and you're creating a call to action. The kicker is in the call to action. It moves them through the funnel. And they don't just stay in the funnel, the top of the funnel, right? By doing that and having these conversations, right, that we talk about all the time, it's moving the right people in through the funnel. So where you're not having to worry about this person or that person that, you're not wanting to work with everybody. But when we do it backwards and we're trying to put it through the wrong way, we're trying to pigeonhole people that may or may not be the right fit. So when we have the wide open space at the top of the funnel, it makes decision-making clearer for your business, okay? So you're moving them through the funnel. Call to action. Once you get them in, this is the action part. Loyalty. You're creating the loyalty with you, NESB, insurance. It's the demo, the ride along, right? And the nurturing. This is where you're nurturing the people that you spent time, long haul, up here in the top of the funnel, okay? And that's where you get at the bottom of the funnel. What you want to be doing is knowing that there's 3 parts of that. And then you want to evaluate, right? The top of your funnel, the middle of your funnel, and the bottom of your funnel. How healthy is it? So is there a lot going on the top of the funnel? That's good. That's like your foundation. How are you at moving them through to the middle? And then are they converting at the middle of the funnel, right? What does that look like for your business? What's the health of your conversion ratio to get them into the ride along? Once you go through that, guys, then it's like, okay, well, we can talk about the development of the right people, okay? But sometimes we'll get stuck on one or the other part of the business when this right here is the one that once you establish the first one is the most crucial, so you can spend the right time in the right ways to actually expand it and scale your business, which hopefully if you're on here, that's what you're wanting to do, okay? So I got another little acronym for you, just so you can kind of keep this in front of your mind. It's funnel, okay? FUNNEL. It's to find, understand, nurture, network, evaluate, and leverage, okay? So your funnel should help you find prospects, understand them, okay? And understand, do you have a clear picture on who the right person is going to be, right? Are you nurturing those folks? Getting in front of them, touch points, conversations. It's not overnight, okay? It's not that. Then are you networking? How good are you at networking? It doesn't mean you have to be an extrovert, but to find the right people, you have to network, okay? So get out of this only the box of the cold market, warm market, money market. Network, talk to people, find connections within those folks, right? That's what you're doing, you're networking. And then you can evaluate based off of these other parts, finding, understanding, nurturing, networking, evaluate who is right and who you want to work with, okay? And then you can leverage those relationships, okay? That's a good working funnel. Find, understand, nurture, network, evaluate, and leverage. Thanks, ChatGPT, okay? Just kidding. All right, let's see. Yep, fine. Chris said fine. Are you writing them down? I know, and I can send them out. Let me check the chat here real quick. What we got going on here. Fine. Thank you, Chris. Find, understand, nurture, network, evaluate, leverage. I hope this helps compartmentalize the business so you can hit the right steps, the right roadmap. And let's see here. Ada, awareness, interest, decision, action. Yes. Tofu, mofu, and bofu. The top, the middle, yes. And the bottom of the funnel. All right, guys, I'm going to come to a few of you. I told you to be ready again, because this is what action, okay? This is marketing. I want to hear who's got some numbers for this week as far as activity and a weekly win. What is something that you won this week? So for me, I'll start first. I had 5 conversations from Facebook groups. I had 2 personal interviews for directs, and I have 1 direct finishing pre-licensing, okay? But the thing about a funnel is that, guess what? You always have to be at one stage of the funnel, right? You can't do it and stop, do it and stop. The funnel has to go through, right? That's the important part. Let me go next to, who do we have on? Let's go to Chris. Since Chris, you know, I see your name on here. What you got for us? Give us some actions, maybe some conversations, pre-licensing, and then a weekly win.
Can you hear me, Laura?
I gotcha.
Hey, so this week, for some numbers, spoke to 2 new potential hires. One's a AT&T salesman, the other one's a Verizon salesman. So both of them are really interested. So we have another one just ready to take her test.
Okay.
For another number, we have a downline who has 2 potential people and 1 in pre-licensing. Let me see what else we did. Not a whole lot this week. Is kind of slow.
Good.
Holiday.
No, that's really good, Chris. You've got, and you're talking to the right people. You have a Verizon sales rep, you have an AT&T sales rep, okay? You have someone that within your agents that is doing well, that's, you know, working through her funnel. Here you go. That's what we're talking about. This is the good stuff, but it's, you know, it's nurturing that. So love it.
And that was for Chuka and I combined.
That's good. Good. Okay. Let's see here. Who else we got on here today? Let's go to Sarah Stansel. Sarah, I got you. Let's see here. Nope. Okay, let's go to Laura Boynton.
Good morning, Laura. How are
Good
you?
morning. I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Good. So I guess my win-win this week is when I went through the Krispy Kreme drive-through the other day, the lady was having a bad day.
Uh-huh.
And she was working literally all by herself, and I can't believe I waited 15 minutes on a cup of coffee, but that's another story for another day.
Okay.
And she was having such a bad day. She said, I am so ready to leave this place. And I reached over and handed her one of my cards and told her to call me for that my company was hiring. And she actually called me last night, and we talked for a good 30 minutes, and hopefully she's going to jump on that soon. The other thing is TJ, my first hire has, his girlfriend is Harley.
Cutting out a little bit. Okay. Okay. You might have bad service, but good. So it's having your head on a swivel for those moments, and you have to have a card or a digital card, but you have to have your head on a swivel to where you're the right person, that when that opportunity opens itself, you're in the right headspace to have the conversation. And guys, I want to tell you right now, I'm on a lot of Facebook groups here in Wilmington and New Hanover County and some of the other counties, and there are so many jobs that there's so many people right now looking for jobs, and they're fighting for jobs that they're overqualified for because there's no jobs. And so there's all these people that are never getting an interview. You guys need to use that to your advantage to create an opportunity for someone that doesn't have to make minimum wage, right? You guys get the ability to offer a job opportunity, to create a job for someone. Okay, that's huge. Let's go to Andrea.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, I don't have the.
You have bad service. Just rapid fire. Tell us maybe some
As they're pretending.
activity from this week in building and a win from building this week.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're cutting out really bad. Maybe put it in the chat if you can. No worries. I'll go to one or two more folks that we have on today. Let me go to Crystal. Activity and a win.
Hey, Laura, you got me?
I do.
Hey, good morning. So as far as activity goes with building, been a little bit slow. You and I got on the phone with that girl that I told you about from Lincoln Heritage. So I feel like that was a little bit of activity there. Just reaching out to her, seeing what she's all about. She was doing a really good job of putting herself out there when it came to social media. So I was very interested to speak to her. And then a win for my week, as far as for building or just in general.
Building, or if you're like just a weekly win from being a sales manager, someone on your team, or a building win that's moved your business forward.
Well, you and I, another phone call with you and I, getting on the phone with the potential new hire, Andrew, from the solar panel, because he was looking at other IMOs, and you were able to kind of help me redirect him. So I feel like that's a win.
It's a win. Well, this is the thing, guys, you know, like when we start thinking and looking at our activity with a fine tooth comb, just like we do with our agents, right? It's really going to help us. And so when we've got one or two conversations and, you know, like take the Lincoln Heritage gal, you know, she may, like, we had a conversation, it was cold, and we put ourselves out there, we had the conversation. She may not reach back out, right? If she does, great. But if not, we're so busy with our funnel, creating the awareness and moving people through the funnel, that it's going to be the people that are really honestly worth a darn that you're going to be like to be able to work with. So keep it up. One more person, and then we will call it a day, a Friday before Christmas. Let me go to who do I
Hey,
got?
Laura, this is Ash. Can you hear
Hey.
me?
Yes.
Hey, actually, I need some help. So it's been a while since I've launched a new agent and did great field training last week. Phenomenal field training, you know, had a few sales because I'm trying to put myself into y'all's shoes, you know, with launching an agent so I can, you know, just experience what you guys experience. And so this week is our first week out. And I kid you not, she's been phenomenal with communication, but she has not had a sale yet. We're talking, she's probably had, like, we've done the role playing at nighttime. You know, she's texting her screen, like her activity tracker. guys, what do you do? Or Laura, help me. Like, what do you do when you have a brand new agent? They're not, what's the word? They're not getting discouraged, but it's like, oh my gosh, like you just want to win so bad for them because they're doing the work. Any words of encouragement? Is there's some tactic that I'm missing? You know what I mean? To like help this person.
How long has she been in the field?
So this is her first official week. So let's see here. So today's Friday. So Monday, she took Tuesday off because of family stuff. And then Wednesday, Thursday. So 3 full days out there on the field. She's only had 2 presentations, but they haven't been able to get to like the step, I guess you could say like fully to step 6 where they call me or where she calls me. Because it's just been like these weird things. Like I feel like it's a Katie McConville episode where she's doing all the right work, but crap, she's not getting the results in the beginning. So any thoughts?
Well, remember what you used to always say, Ashley. Okay, I'm gonna tell you to take your own advice. What's the expectation for the first 2 weeks?
Practice, practice, practice. And I guess you just want to win so bad for them,
Yes, but the win is the activity. And so it's really like she's been 3 days. She's got 2 more days to fail on her face, right? And then when you get back in the car with her, it's what? Showing her again that fast activity and getting that sale, even if it's on the 5th day, if she's struggling, okay, put some money in her pocket. That pressure a little bit is on you for that day to what? Let me put some money in your pocket. But then the caveat is it's that activity. You've got to have the activity. Now, this is the thing too. When you've got one in the funnel, you're going to have more pressure on that one. That's not up to you. That's on who? The agent. So the more that you have in the funnel, the more you can look at who's rising up that's doing the activity, right? That you can actually pour into, and then they're going to execute. So hopefully that's her, right? Hopefully it is, but it's not sugarcoating. Listen, you're not getting results because of the two presentations. We can go back and forth for 5 hours or 2 weeks. That's not going to do you good or me good, right? So come back and talk to me when you get 2 presentations in today, and then we have something to actually digest in a day. And so maybe it's that, but every agent is different. And it's still putting the pressure on the right numbers for them, but then also for you, your expectation. You want to win because she's new for you too,
Yeah.
So I think that if anyone else has another answer, let me know. And she's got to get sick and tired of not getting in the sale. And the more she does it, the more confident, the more comfortable you do get into it. And that's what I would just tell her, say, I know you feel uncomfortable right now. It's uncomfortable finding that presentation. You're tripping over your own words. You don't know what the right word is, even though you have a script in front of you. You've heard it 1,000 times, but until she gets in that practice, that's it. The fact that she's still out there is a win. Yep. It's only been 3 days and 2 presentations. Does she understand this is activity only? Do not that's how you get paid. Go generate the activity. It's finding people. When I look back at my first 2 weeks, what I did was I had a lot of leads, and some of them were 7 years old, like everybody else. But it's my biggest sale, my first 2 weeks came from a neighbor knock, right? Seriously. So it's finding opportunities. And I would just tell her, how can you create the opportunities today? And then at the end of the day, tell me how you created opportunities today. Maybe not even ask about the activity, change the wording. Can you tell me how you created opportunities today to get them thinking about that and on the right mindset? So it's 9:01. Good stuff, guys. Let's have a great Friday and have a Merry Christmas and ciao.